Welcome to our Capstone Presentations 2022, From Ideas to Reality. I want to thank some special people who have assisted our students, Jackie Barris, Danelle Maxwell, and Dr. Barry, who could not be here with us tonight. They all attended some of the preliminary presentations and really helped our students out a lot in the process. These projects were completed over a period of 8 weeks. Once you see the complexity of these projects, I think you'll be impressed with what they have produced in that short time. To give you a little background on the project, the objective of the project was to imagine our community as a material bank rich with resources to reuse, and how can our students improve the built environment by upcycling waste, circulating existing materials, or regenerating nature. Their challenge was to design a structure that meets a need in our community now that could also be repurposed later. Their project was to be designed with sustainability at the forefront. The project scope was to create a design that shows their 3D digital literacy and their design skills. Their project was to incorporate all the Autodesk software and design skills that they had learned during their time in the DDT program. They were to present a clear visual depiction of the design while also providing an analysis about how their design addresses environmental sustainability through the inclusion of at least 6 modular elements. We gave them, as their modular elements, shipping containers. There is a lot that goes on today with shipping containers. They were to approach the task with a real-world perspective.
Best for last or just last? We'll soon find out, right? All right, yeah, we are Project Greenhorn here today to present to you the Spartans Advanced Center for Combat Training and Rescue. Before I begin today, are there any veterans in here? Any over there? Here? There? Let's all give them a big round of applause, please. Thank you. Team Greenhorn is comprised of 6 great people. You have me, Bryce Sheik, as the project manager, Christopher Anderson as the project specialist. He could not be here today. Nicholas Longacre for documentation, Ethan Belondo for senior designer, Corbin Faust as site plan manager, and Diana Colson as a designer. Our mission. Our mission was to design a sustainable military training facility located right here in Springfield, Missouri. The facilities house multiple classrooms, offices, training areas, a pool with a rugged obstacle course and track. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Why, out of all the different things that we could have designed, do we design this military training facility? Well, we looked at the already existing military facility over by Pythian, and we saw that they needed more advanced training, complex combat situations. We sought to add a track and a confidence course to build strength, endurance, and teamwork among troops. Not only that, but we also have a personal connection with the military, as Nicholas was actively in active service, and Diana is an Army brat who surrounds herself with military friends and family. Let's talk about design criteria. First off, it needs to be 100% sustainable, meaning that all the materials used in it can be reused or recycled some way, somehow. The second of it is that we made sure that 80% of the entire building was made out of ISO shipping container, which brings more complex and different looking designs. Next, we have the existing site, which I will have Diana take over.
Thank you, Bryce. The existing site consists of a 2-acre lot with 16 sweet gum trees surrounding the area. There is over here a U.S. Army Reserve Science Center sign that has 2 small bushes around it. But Corbin will talk about that later on in the presentation. The existing site is at 1110 Fremont Avenue and 50th Street. It is a United States Marine Corps training facility which joins our site. sorry, I can't say that word. It is zoned for government and institution zoning. Our site is joined with the armed forces, where the Army, the Navy, and the Marines train 1 weekend out of the month and 2 weeks out of the year. It is a full-time facility with military people there during the weekend. In February of 1941, the department selected the municipal court golf course, all locations, as locations to the soon arriving General Hospital. The city of Springfield donated the property to the Army, which is next to the property of the Pythian Castle. There was a home of the Knights of Pythians. The Army ordered an immediate possession of the castle. The castle was renovated and converted into an enlisted men's club, where the prisoners used to be in the bottom of the basement, the Germans and Italians. The prisoners that were put down there were required medical treatment. The construction of the hospital began and was dedicated November 8, 1941, with room for 1,000 beds. The hospital began to conduct training for the medical field of medics to help out in the field and learn to, medics. At the end of the war, the hospital was placed on the Army's lesser list and was closed on September 30th, 1946. The Veterans Administration expressed interest in operating the facility. The U.S. Veterans Administration reopened in 1947, and then they closed it down in 1952. And then, again, was declared a surplus. It was considered surplus property once again. The University Evangelist College bought most of the property, but today the Reserve Center stands there, and is where our property is joined to. Thank you. Christopher will now do our design development.
Thank you, Diana. With our confidence course, we wanted to develop 8 different obstacle courses for soldiers to go over. Each of these obstacle course pieces trains different agility, maneuvers, and ways that soldiers train in the real world. Now, with our first design that you see on the screen now, we developed everything made out of wood and then just on a basic track and outline. The next photo that you see appearing on the screen is our new design and layout of our new confidence course. With this layout and design, each part is made out of recycled materials from our ISO shipping containers that is encompassed by a running track which has different terrains on it, so soldiers get the different experiences of being in different countries and different training. With our building design, we wanted to make sure that we included the ISO shipping containers as part of the architectural features. As you can see with the first photo that appears on screen, it has ISO shipping containers that are on the exterior feature, and then it represent as the dormers coming out the roof in extrusion. This building is also 2 stories to allow training on multiple levels and classrooms and offices on both levels of the building. Now, with the new picture appearing on the screen, you can see our new building with the implementation of this ISO shipping containers with the exterior and interior features, along with the parking lot. And finally, the site. On the screen, you see the old building on the old site plan that we had developed with the original building in the original confidence course outline. Now popping up on screen is the new layout for the site development with the building, parking lot, and the confidence course and adjacent to each other. So it makes it easier for recruits to go back and forth from the obstacle course to the building to parking. And then in the parking, it also has different features with parking for handicapped personnel and a bus parking in addition with the building. Now, please help me welcome to the stage Corbin, who will discuss over our site.
I'm the site plan manager. So we're making some site changes to the original site. The original site has a lot of sweet gumball trees, which I don't know if you know what those are, but they are these terrible little spiky balls that you cannot get rid of. They're terrible. We also moving this lookout post from the gate here, this, up to the parking lot of the other site. And we're replacing all these sweet gumball trees with these nice pin oak trees that have these acorns that you can just step on and they just like break. It's fantastic. Yeah. So this is our new site. Chris went over part of this, but down below our building we have Pythian Street, and then above our building we have our new parking lot with handicap parking. West of our building we have our bus parking, and then east of our building we have our confidence course and track. Now for the parking, according to the size of our building, we need 51 parking spots, and we have 52, so we hit that right on the nose. Included in that is 2 handicap parking spots, and then we also included lighting. So we included indoor lighting, believe it or not, lighting over all the bay doors and exterior doors, and then just general lighting for the parking lot just to make it safer. For the track, we divided it into 3 sections. The first section is the forest section, so it has dirt floor, uneven terrain, and then some logs to simulate the forest. The second section is the gravel section. This imitates debris and just like riverbeds, you know, because you need to be able to run on different terrains. So we have different piles. And then for the sand track portion, we have a big dune, so it acts like the desert, and then once again, uneven terrain. Yeah. And then next up is Ethan to talk about the confidence course.
Thanks, Corbin. The confidence course is designed to give soldiers the skills and the mental skills that they need in a wartime environment. The course is laid out in a manner that evenly distributes a variety of scenarios that soldiers will face in a rugged environment. The obstacles inside the course are made of leftover ISO shipping container parts from the building. The tire obstacle is designed to simulate navigating through rough terrain while building coordination skills, and this obstacle contains 24 tires in total. The low wall simulates climbing over steep surfaces while keeping a low profile. This obstacle is 6 feet tall. And the apex ladder is designed to simulate scaling tall peaks or hills, and the soldiers are meant to keep a low silhouette to stay out of view. This obstacle has a total length of 33 feet long and a total height of 11 feet. The balance beam helps soldiers learn their center of gravity while navigating through narrow obstacles. And the balance beam has a total length of 56 feet long. The confidence climb helps soldiers overcome their fears of heights while scaling a tall ladder, but they also have the option to climb or rappel down these ropes included on the sides, and the total obstacle has a height of 20 feet tall. The monkey bars help to build core strength while also allowing soldiers to simulate climbing over dangerous obstacles, and the obstacle has a total length of 35 feet long. The incline wall helps soldiers learn to climb up small cliffs or ledges that they may find in a rugged environment. And they're also able to slide down the surface seen on this side. And the obstacle has a total height of 8 feet tall. The low wire simulates crawling under dangerous obstacles while keeping low to the ground. And this low wire has a total length of 58 feet. And the 6 vaults help to simulate climbing and vaulting over medium-sized obstacles, while also helping learn to vault over difficult objects. This obstacle has a height of 3.5 feet. And the island hopper simulates jumping between gaps and helps improve agility. And this obstacle is made of 2-foot increments of telephone pole that have been cut and placed into the ground. And the skyscraper is designed to simulate scaling between floors as a team. And it also contains a rock wall located on the front here that soldiers can climb up. And the soldiers can build teamwork skills by climbing from floor to floor. And the total obstacle has a height of 20 feet tall. I'm going to hand the mic over to Nicholas now.
The first floor of the building is mainly dedicated to the activity centers of our facility, which include such places as the Close Combat Training Center, the Confined Space Training Center, the Aquatic Training Center, and the Rope Rescue Training Center, with the northern side mainly dedicated towards office space. Pardon me. As mentioned by Chris earlier, the outer walls and the roof are made almost entirely of plastic containers. This is meant to build up sustainability for the site as a whole. And the curtain walls contain here, here, and here for the rope rescue, the pool area, and the lobby are made of glass. The vestibule seen here for the front entrance of our building is made of a hollowed out ice container with automatic sliding doors on the front and double doors on the inside leading into the lobby. The first floor wall are made of CMU walls, and the dormers seen up here at the building, the roof of the building, are also made of ice containers. This is the view for the front entrance of our building. As you can see, there are fire exits here and here. The total length of the building is 229 feet. And this is the west side of the building with bay doors here, here, as well as a fire exit here. And this is 122 feet. As I mentioned earlier, this first floor is dedicated to activity centers here on the south and the east side. Here is the main lobby for our facility. Over here on the right, you can see the double doors I was talking about, the receptionist center in the center, the elevator door with the brick walls here in the left, and seating for 6 with tables with 3 side tables. The atrium up here opens up to the 2nd floor as well. The vestibule here opens up into the lobby. The western hallway door here opens up into the main office space area over here, as well as the elevator equipment room, whereas the east hallway door leads into the activity centers here. We also have the center staircase here, as well as the main elevator right here. These are the side tables seen in the lobby. The four panels on the side are made of ice container metal, as well as a tray wood top. The dimensions are 37 feet tall, 24.5 feet wide, and inches. Pardon me. That would be a very big table. And 20 inches wide. Up next, we have the break room. As you can see, we have a refrigerator, microwave, and sink, as well as a table for providing. This 322 square foot break room area opens up into the office space area here, and it also has a 5x5 storage compartment situated here. There's also, not seen in the previous picture, there's also a recliner and a side table here for the instructors. Up next is the VR training room. This is essentially one big empty room where the soldiers can use exercises using virtual reality equipment. The virtual reality equipment is stored in the locking storage here, where they charge overnight. This 703 square foot room is situated within the office area, and it opens up into the hallways through all 3 sides here. Up next is the first floor office. There are 6 desks with computers and seating available, as well as a copier and printer. This 631 square foot main office over here on the east side whereas we have a 312 square foot private office mainly used for the officers over to the west side. Both open up into the office space hallway here. Here we have the desk used in the offices. Again, the three side panels are made of oxygen container material as well as a cherry wood top. These tables are 31 inches tall, 38.5 inches wide, and 96.25 inches deep. Up next we have the pool. This pool is a 12-foot deep end pool, 30 feet by 40 feet long. This pool is meant to, pardon me, this pool is meant to simulate aquatic environments our soldiers may find themselves in, anywhere from waist high to deep end. This 3,100 square foot pool area is contained on all sides by walls that are coated with an anti-corrosive material to prevent the chlorine from the pool from corroding the material on the walls and throughout the building. Here we can see the 3-foot shallow end slopes down into the 12-foot deep end. This allows them to conduct a numerous amount of training exercises, again, from waist deep to submerged. Up next, we have the locker rooms, both for the men's and the women's restrooms, locker rooms, pardon me. This allows them the space to change their clothes out. We provide for them aerated vented lockers here, as well as benches for them to change on. Up next, we have the showers. These showers are made of ice containers, and they're also wheelchair accessible. There's also shelving provided for the clothes and towels, as well as the shower, as well as the restroom stalls. We have 4 of them in each room. The panels are also made of ice containers. The sink here and the far stall here are wheelchair accessible. Here's the men's restroom down here. It's a 627 square feet, and the women's locker room up north is 569 square feet. Both of them open up into the pool area here. This allows quick access for soldiers to change out of dirty and just the wet clothes. Here are the benches seen in the locker rooms. Again, these benches are made entirely of ice containers. They sit 17 inches from the ground and are 48 inches wide and 96 inches deep. Here we have the bathroom stalls. They are 95.75 inches tall by 66.5 inches wide with a 38-inch door. And here are the shower stalls. These ones are 64.5 inches wide by 95.75 inches tall as well. Up next, we have the rope rescue training. This is a 28-foot tall tower in which our soldiers can practice steep angle and vertical rope rescue training. This is because out in the field, our soldiers may find themselves in need of rescuing somebody very far down from where they're at, and this tower prepares them for that scenario. There's also the stairs here over to the right, which allow them to climb back down from the top after they get up there. As you'll notice, there is a very large area in front of the tower itself. This is because with the steep angle rope rescue training, this actually requires a large space in front of the tower for it to be able to conduct the training. There's also the area over here, which this is an open area for the soldiers on the ground floor to conduct rope and belay training far away from the tower so as not to interfere with it. And here's the tower itself. Again, it is 28 feet tall and it is 11.5 feet wide climbing surface. Up next, we have the storage room. This is where we store the wood and ceramic panels, which I forgot to mention earlier. We can put these panels onto the tower itself to simulate different kinds of environments. There's also shelving provided for the other kind of rope rescue equipment they're going to need, which include the rope, the belaying equipment, and the rope rescue storage, as well as the harnesses. This roughly 400 square foot storage room opens up into the pool area, which then quickly opens up into the rope rescue area here. These are the shelves used. They are 102 inches tall, 96.5 inches wide, and 36.5 inches deep. Up next, we have the confined space training. This training is meant to simulate claustrophobic environments our soldiers may find themselves in anywhere from narrow tunnels, glass buildings, and so on and so forth. To that end, we have various different horizontal crawl spaces of very different sizes and shapes, as well as a vertical confined space. For the vertical confined space, the soldiers start from the second floor mezzanine and are lowered down into the opening for the vertical confined space via crane here. Typically, there are three other people present for the training, which is to include the crane operator, the teacher themselves, and a supervisor. This is to ensure safety throughout. This 894 square foot room connects on the first floor to the hallway here, as well as to a storage area here where they can store the extra crawl spaces they're going to need, as well as on the second floor to the close quarters combat training and to the second floor hallway. This is the tower itself. The tower consists of a 20-foot long ice container cut roughly in half, stood on its side with a 3-foot diameter tube plunged right into the middle of it with a 3-foot diameter hole cut where they are lowered down into the center of it. This is one of the tubes that they can crawl through. It is exactly 3 feet in diameter and 10 feet long. This is a square crawl space. It consists of a 2.5 feet square opening where they can crawl through, and this is 12 feet long. As well as a triangular crawl space, which has a 5-foot wide side, and it's also 12 feet long. Up next, we have the close quarters combat training. This is meant to simulate close quarters environments and situations our soldiers may find themselves in, ranging from urban environments to active shooter trainings. There are movable partitions throughout this building, which is to allow the instructors to move the walls around and to rearrange them for whatever situation that the instructors are planning for that day, as well as three solid ice containers here for self-contained rooms. There's also the option for the instructors to put in various furniture and other objects into the room for whatever the scenario calls for. Here we are showing the first floor entry into this room, which acts as a briefing room for the soldiers before they actually head into the room proper via these 3 entrances here. There's also the spiral staircase here, which leads up to the second floor mezzanine. The second floor mezzanine is 6 feet wide and allows for the instructors and other observers to monitor the training as it's going on. This mezzanine also connects to the confined space training here, as well as to second floor offices spaces here. This 3,700 square foot room, as you can see here, we are showing the side panels here, the 3 full ice containers here, as well as the spiral staircase here. This opens up into the office hallway spaces here, into the activities area here, into a workshop down here, and into a storage area over to the west. This is the storage room for the close quarters combat. This is where they store the extra wall partitions as well as the extra furniture and obstacles they have for the course. There is a 9-foot tall hangar door which allows easy access to the exterior, as well as shelving provided for the equipment they use. This 945 square foot room connects to the training area here, as well as a fire exit door down south. And lastly, for the first floor, we have the workshop. This workshop is where the staff and faculty can fabricate and repair any equipment they have on site without having to necessarily need to leave to go find someone else to do it. We have equipped for them an arm probe, a workbench, a air compressor, a table saw, and a shop vac, with extra space available for the instructors to put in whatever equipment they feel they need. This 719 square foot room connects again to the close quarter combat area here, to the confined space training storage area here. There's a bay door here over to the west, as well as the fire exit door to the south. And that is it for the first floor. I would like to hand the mic back to Bryce to talk about the second floor.
Thank you so much, Nick. All right, this is the second level of the building. The second level of the building is mostly comprised of different classrooms, offices, and viewing areas for the training rooms. As we can see here, this is a classroom on the east side of the building. Actually, sorry, scratch that, west side of the building. On the west side of the building, it sits 18 students up in the front, 11 students in the back in the computer lab, as you can see right here. The computer lab also has a sliding partition between the actual classroom and the computer lab in case somebody wants to use it as two separate classrooms. We can see here that the classroom is roughly 2,000 square feet. We move west into the building, east of the building. We move east in the building, we have 4 desks, computers, we have Office 206. Office 206 comes with a very nice view of the pool through these windows right here. Office 206 is also 478 square feet. Next we have our viewing area of our pool activities and also our rope rescue tower. You can see the pool right here, and then off in the distance there you can see the rope rescue tower. It also comes with seating, benches, and also side tables. The viewing area in total is 1,229 square feet. Now, if we move past that, all the way in the back here, we have Classroom 208, which is our computer lab. The computer lab comes with 12 desks, it has seating, and it also has, right here, is a cabinetry represented by a couple of blocks. We also have a bunch of private offices on the second floor. Private offices, there are 3 of them, with also a front assistant area. And it also comes with its very own closet area as well. The 3 offices are roughly the same amount of square footage, just ranging from 180 square feet to 200 square feet. With its office entry is 311 square feet, and that's where the office assistant and the guests who are waiting would sit. All right, we have shown you our building, and now we would like you to have a walkthrough. Or not. Set out here to do for our project was to create a very sustainable training facility that can simulate real-world combat scenarios, build strength and endurance among our soldiers, And then also train our soldiers for them to work better and as a unit. If we can get our lovely teammates to come up here. Kara Heiser.
I know you covered the pool with like the anti-corrosion type stuff. Is that going to be in the locker rooms as well with all the humidity and
Yes,
showers
yeah,
and stuff?
yep,
Okay.
yes, especially the showers.
As it's a on-site training with a close combat inside, you said it was going to be a live fire exercise. What's lining the walls to prevent rounds going through there? Secondly, where would be an armory? And thirdly, where's the med bay that you need for that traffic training facility?
Oh, sorry about that. There is no live shooting going on. There's no live shooting going on in the close quarters combat. It is mostly melee combat.
If it is a MOUT and urban combat training, meaning firearms, because you're not just going to go through there as melee combat, because no soldier goes through a house, period, just with hand.
It would be more of a virtual reality, would they have equipment on them to go through
Where's
that?
the armory for that?
Excuse me?
Where's the armory for that, to keep those simulated weapons put up?
There is a locker in the facility that actually contains those that we put away at night.
And the
It's-
med bay for the medics that would have to be on staff for the training safety?
This project is still in development. Yes.
How much is it gonna cost the taxpayers?
Yeah, we accounted for roughly $6 million.
You too.
Could you use, like, for the melee combat, could you use something like airsoft guns or maybe paintball guns or something in there?
That is a distinct possibility. As far as what the instructors are going to actually use for the exercise, that is left up to their discretion.
So outdoors, the like training area there, it's all metal.
Mhm.
How would you keep that cool during the hot summer months, along with the sand that is on the track?
Well, with the sand, you would be wearing shoes. And with the hot metal, we can either go about this two ways. We can either put a coating on the metal for it to not burn people's hands, or this is a military training facility, and trust me, we've already, like, this was a question that we've asked, and we've, some higher powers came to the conclusion that we shouldn't put anything on it. Yes?
Question number 2. I noticed on the site photo that there is a barbed wire fence around the facility, and I don't see a fence around this one.
We would be keeping that, yeah.
Keep the barbed wire fence.
It's actually a chain link fence. It's not barbed wire.
Chain link.
It's chain link. It goes around the whole facility of even the reserve center and all that.
Okay.
So it's an enclosed area.
Okay.
And they'll be keeping the fence there with it.
I'll stop the question. Great.
Yeah.
When it went through like the tour of everything, nothing was labeled. I feel like it would be very easy to get lost in all the hallways because none of the doors were labeled with anything or said anything. Is that something that would be implemented or?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Why so many computer labs?
What? No.
This is still in development. But no, next question.
How many square footage is the building overall? What did we make? It's like 3,500? 35,000 square feet, is what I remember.
Yeah, about 35,000 square feet.
For your benches, the shipping container metal, is it covered in glass?
It is not, but that can be an easy fix.
Yeah, that is something else that if the instructors feel they need to put it on, that is what the workshop area is for. They can manufacture that stuff on site.
Yeah, go ahead.
I believe I saw in the bathroom, or sorry, not the bathroom, the pool, there was like tiers going down. Could you explain that a little bit?
Tiers on the pool? What do you mean? Sorry, elaborate.
Like inside of the pool, there seemed to be little kind of landings that went down.
Oh, well, sorry about that. There is a 3-foot shallow end and it slopes down into a 12-foot deep end.
Okay.
Yeah, it is actually a steady slope.
Go ahead.
About your desks made out of the shipping container with the chair you put on top, how did you connect those two materials?
There's a bracing inside the desk. It's just not shown.
What was that, sorry?
There's like an L bracing within there to connect them.
A bracket.
Yeah, that's what I meant. A bracket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw that your showers were made out of shipping container metal. Is there any kind of lining or coating or something on those to keep them from rusting over time?
Yes, it's heavily lined with the same amount of material that is lined throughout the portion of the building with the pool in it.
Why'd you do a spiral staircase?
Took up less square footage.
Then you need more railings on it.
Yeah.
Work in progress.
Also, the places to sit, it looks like it was corrugated. You can't have people sitting on that.
Again, that's an easy fix. That's just placing something over that and then welding it to it. Go ahead again.
Notice on your bathroom stalls you're using the actual container doors. Have you ever opened one of those? Because handicap accessible, that is not.
We can find a substitute of a corrugated metal that's lighter.
In one of your training facility rooms, you showed that the walls were configurable in that space. What is the approximate weight of those sections and size of those sections, and how would you go about moving them?
The movable partitions are on very sturdy wheels on the base of them. They are, I'm estimating they're around anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 pounds, which is quite a lot, but the wheel should be able to hold the weight and be able to move it around.
Friend.
So, you mentioned that you have a welder in your workshop. Did you account for ventilation from the fumes from welding?
No. Kara Heiser.
So, I saw there was a couple of reception, like front desk type things. So would those be staffed all the time or only when the place is in use? Like would it be like a full-time job, you sign up, go in and just hang out until someone comes in, or?
I think it would only be staff during use.
And then who would be in charge of opening and opening and closing it then?
I'd assume probably like a janitor or something, like to open up a building and then
Okay.
you'd have a cycle.
Sure.
Anybody else?
You mentioned this is adjacent to the reserve center. Now, if it's for the reserve center, would they be over control of it?
Yes.
Then that would be who would be maintaining the front desk and opening and closing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, go ahead.
I see a lot of cut metal edges for things. You've configured a lot of parts out of the shipping container panels. Do you have some kind of plan for keeping those edges from hurting people?
Yeah, that'll be very easy to circumvent. That'll just be a rubber lining. Mm.
Any more questions?